The good King of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up the hill and he marched them down again. And when they're up, they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up nor down.
Suspicion, suspicion.
Apprehension.
Suspicion.
Apprehension.
Mistrust, fear, foreboding.
What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is an attitude problem. We fear what we don't understand. We ridicule, ignore, reject.
Reject.
Wouldn't you agree? It is a common trait of human nature to be cautious of people and things that are
Different.
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 Meatloaf's ready, everybody. Come to the
Who's
table.
everybody? And
Hey,
she doesn't say
napkins.
anything.
Aren't you going to wear shoes to the
Doesn't
table,
show any
Catherine?
respect. Why don't you show some respect
Your
for a change?
napkin.
A little
Kate,
respect for a change.
I made your very
Napkins.
favorite
Did
meal
you hear
tonight,
that?
Meatloaf.
Your mom said a thank you would be nice.
No, that's all right. I don't need
You just stopped trying, little girl,
napkins.
didn't
Just
you?
stop trying.
What's the matter, Catherine? Aren't you
You're
hungry?
not leaving this table till you eat
You're a
something.
napkin.
Do you
Napkin,
understand?
napkin,
What the
napkin.
hell's with a napkin already?
She's supposed to put it in her lap.
In her lap, in her lap. In
Oh,
her
for
lap,
Christ's
in
sake,
her
will you give
lap.
the kid a break?
All of us experience occasional feelings of sadness. This is a normal part of life. However, when unhappy feelings interfere and become overwhelming, that illness is called depression. Depressive disorders can cause immense suffering, not only for the person for whom is depressed, but for those that are closest to her. If left untreated, family life can become greatly disrupted. Family members may experience feelings of frustration, guilt, and anger. Depressed people are much more likely to perceive that they are being ignored, attacked, or rejected than non-depressed people. I could continue reading the next 3 hours and not even touch the surface. There's just so much information. At the back of the room, there's a table with an immense amount of information for you to take home and read at your leisure. And of course, we do have another half of the fugue to go.
Oh, for Christ's sake, can you give the
Oh, for
girl...
Christ's sake, can you?
Can you give the girl a break?
You always used to like my
You
meatloaf.
just need to try harder, little girl,
Did you
and
do your
that's how
homework
you
today,
get ahead.
dear?
Homework.
Didn't you do your homework?
Homework.
Do your homework, little girl.
Is the homework just too hard for you?
Is that what you
it
want?
is?
For your mom to treat you
Treat
like
you
a
like
baby?
a baby, 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 baby.
What happened to my sweet
That's
little Catherine?
not gonna
who used
happen
to
in
talk
this
to
house.
me?
Rockabye, baby.
Who used to
Think
talk
you're just
to
gonna
me?
play with those beats
Not
all day
in
long?
this house.
You're
I don't
mistaken.
even know you anymore.
Baby.
A stranger.
Time you learn the meaning of
What
responsibility.
happened to my
Baby.
sweet little
Not
Catherine?
in this
Baby.
house.
Rockabye,
You used to
baby.
like my meatloaf.
Not in this house.
Sweet little
Baby.
Catherine.
Responsibility.
Little Catherine. My sweet little Catherine.
This is the third time this week I had to
You've
mark
got
your
to learn
target,
the
young
meaning of
lady.
responsibility.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you incomplete, Kate. You've been absent too
Is
many
this
times.
what you call a book report?
You've been absent
You should be
too
ashamed
many
to hand this
times.
in. Is this what you call a book report?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you an incomplete.
You're going to have to straighten up soon, dear, if you expect to go to college.
You've been absent too many times.
It seems like you're not even trying
Is this
anymore.
what you call a book report?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you an incomplete.
You used to do such good work. What is happening in your life? Would you like to talk about it? Talk.
I'm here if you feel like talking to
talk,
someone.
talk.
Talking to someone.
Talk.
No, you be sure to let me know if you want to talk about it, Kate. Talk about it, Kate. Talk about it.
Come into my office after school and we'll have a nice talk, okay? A nice talk, okay, okay, nice talk, okay, nice talk, okay?
Talk.
So you want to talk to me? I would like to talk. You want to talk?
Shimmery dink-a-dink-a-dink.
So, I'm getting it incomplete?
Shimmery dink-a-doo?
You want to have a little talk with me? A little talk?
Under the hardest moon.
Does anyone here know how to talk to me?
I love you. Shimmery dink-a-dink-a-dink, shimmery dink-a-doo. I love you. Shimmery dink-a-dink-a-dink, shimmery dink-a-doo. I love you.
I'm 15 years old. A couple of years ago, I began having trouble in school. Not like, with drugs or anything, but it was like I started feeling really different, especially about myself. First of all, I started getting scared of everything, stupid things. Well, this is really hard to say, but I was terrified of going into the gym. Just stepping 1 inch inside of the gym would terrify me. That was the only class I ever failed, gym, because I would hide in the boiler room in the basement. Oh, God. And sometimes just talking to people, when people would come up to talk to me, I would just freeze and wish they would go away because I could not say anything back to them. It was awful. And then some days I'd be happy, really happy. Everything was great. And then a lot of the time it was like I couldn't even get out of bed. Oh, I don't know. I'm not saying this right. But see, school became this place where I hated to go because it was so hard and I was so afraid. One day everyone hated me. I'd be convinced of it. I'd hide in the bathroom instead of going to class. And other days, I felt too fat. I felt so hideous, so fat, that I couldn't even go into the school and just walked around all day. At home, all I ever wanted to do was sleep. I was always so tired, you would not believe it. If I tried to tell Mom or Dad what was going on, well, they just didn't get it at all. Like I was whining and lazy and was making excuses. And Dad would get so mad. I'm just not trying hard enough. Right now, all I do is work with my beads and try to shut out everything else because everything is painful or frightening in my life right now. And there's nowhere I can go to get away from it. Sometimes, I just want to die.
Sometimes, I just want to.
You just don't try hard enough.
I just want to.
Painful and frightening, painful and frightening.
Sometimes,
You don't
I just
try
want
hard
to.
Horrible.
Sometimes.
Horrible.
Feeling a little sorry for yourself, Kate? Sorry for yourself?
Sorry for yourself, sorry for yourself.
Sometimes I just want to. Want to.
Sometimes.
I just want to.
Sometimes.
I just want to.
Die.
The wheels on the bus go round and round. Sophomore year, round and round. Junior year, round and round. High school graduation.
Congratulations, Katie.
We're proud of you.
We knew you were smart.
There's nothing wrong with a community college.
You finally made it. Your whole
You had
family
to hurry.
heard you.
So we knew you were smart.
Community college?
We are so proud of you.
Whole
Kate.
life ahead of you.
Community college.
Congratulations!
You're all grown up now.
I am so confused, I could scream. There are so many thoughts swirling around in my head so fast I can't even stop to think about one of them. But I do know about some things, like how I hated every single minute of being in that school, of being laughed at because I was different and afraid of things and stuff. Always wanted to be alone or couldn't go into the gym. But it's over. I'm done. I finished school, and if anyone thinks I'm stepping back into a classroom so that more kids can laugh at me and more teachers yell at me, oh God, I just can't do it again. I can't do it. Oh, I don't know if I'm a child or an adult or what. And I can't seem to hold the thought still in my brain or stop feeling so sad all the time.
Dr. Vogelman for his checkup today, and
Something the matter with...
oh no, Danny is
Then what are you trying
learned
to...
some very important information
talk to him about Kate?
Is a doctor.
Well, what did he tell you?
Very familiar with what the
Exactly
symptoms
how much did you?
everything that has been going.
Oh! Okay. Okay. What did he?
Recommended that we see
What kind
a
of?
psychiatrist.
What? I don't.
Please listen to
No
what.
kid of mine is.
How can you?
No, and that's...
Our daughter is.
Oh, God. I
Right thing, dear.
still don't know
We
it.
have to do
How do we know
what's
that?
before our very eyes.
No, yes, I do.
Our daughter, and we have
It's
to.
time to find
It's up to us to
some
get.
help.
To find some help.
Help for
Our daughter needs
help.
needs help.
Help.
Our daughter needs
Up to us.
to find her help.
Help.
Yes, help.
Woo! I'm gonna start my own business now. I'll make jewelry, you know, like bracelets, necklaces, earrings, stuff like that. I've been planning this for days. I haven't been sleeping hardly. I know there's a market for it, a huge market. I've already got everything figured out. I'll need to hire a staff, of course. I've never been so excited in my life. I'll open chain stores. I'll open chain stores all over the country. The country? Why stop there? I'll open stores all over the world. The whole friggin' world. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Why can't you get excited with me? No one ever gives me any support. And then you complain that I'm not motivated. Well, how could I be motivated when everyone turns their back on me? Doesn't anyone understand me? Why do I feel so all alone? I've always felt so damn alone. What is the matter with me? Oh, God, what is the matter with me? I feel dizzy, sort of like I'm in a different world than everyone else. Oh, God, please, can't someone help me? You know I don't want to be here.
No, I don't know that.
Well, I don't.
You don't want to be here?
Isn't that what I just said?
Then why don't you just leave?
Yeah, right, like I have a car or something. So what is this, huh? What? Like, aren't we supposed to do something in here?
I'm not sure what we can do, Kate, if you don't want to be here.
Oh, now please. Please don't start playing head games with me. Not you two. Please. I have to stay.
And why is that?
My mom would be mad if I left.
And you don't like to get your mom mad.
Oh, no. I knew it would be like this. Hey, is there like a drugstore or party store around here anywhere? I'm starving.
I'm sorry, Kate, but I really can't let you leave the building.
No, I guess not.
I keep a bit of nourishment here in the office for myself. I mean, it's only for the occasional
late afternoon, low blood sugar.
Okay. What's in the tin?
Tin?
Tin.
Tin?
Tin.
Homemade chocolate chip, macadamia nut cookies. Care for one?
One. Hey, do you really think we've crossed some kind of threshold here just because of a tin full of cookies? Well, maybe it's a little true, but I mean...
Well, now, in my professional opinion, I'll have to take that under consideration. So, shall we get back to where we left off?
Yeah, I guess. If you can remember.
I certainly can. You were telling me that your mother wanted you to visit me.
Oh, yeah. She thinks you can help me.
And what do you think?
Well, I've heard some things, but I don't know if they're true or not.
What have you heard?
That you dope me up on drugs till I'm like a vegetable and don't bother anyone anymore.
Is that what you think psychiatrists do?
I think.
Well, then I don't blame you for wanting to leave.
Well, now, let me get this straight. You don't dope up your patients like that?
Well, what do you think?
Oh, that's just what I've been told. Well, then, what do you do? I mean, after you give them a heck of a sugar rush.
Well, there are very, very few clients that receive that treatment. I want you to know that. Okay. What will we do? First we'll talk, and I'll have a chance to get to know you better.
How can you help me by just talking to me?
Well, as I get to know you, we'll work as a team and make decisions together.
What kind of decisions?
Well, I understand that you're having some difficulties in your life right now.
Difficulties? Ha! Difficulties? That's an understatement.
Oh? I know this is our first visit, Kate. And sometimes it's hard to talk to someone you just met.
I can talk. I'm sorry. The more I sit here, the worse it gets. The cookies helped, I guess, at first, but now the whole thing is scaring me and making me feel like a case, you know? And that I'm sick with something, and I just haven't gotten used to that idea, okay? And I have no idea what I'm supposed to say, or if, like, you've talked behind my back to my mom or dad, or if you are going to make me take drugs. Oh, I'm really getting scared in here.
We can stop right now if you want to, Kate.
What?
We can stop the session any time that you want.
Oh, we can?
Kate, I want you to understand two things. Nothing that happens in this room leaves this room, ever. No one knows what we talk about. It's the law, Kate. No one, no part of your treatment will ever be given against your will. And everything that happens in our effort to help you feel better, you have to agree upon. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's great.
Okay.
You can tell me anything that you want.
Like what?
Well, your thoughts. Right now, for instance, at this very moment, you must be having thoughts, right? Or last night, last week. You could tell me about those thoughts.
My thoughts? You'd want to hear my thoughts?
Of course I do. And you can write them down if you want, just so you don't forget. Have you ever kept a journal?
No, I don't think.
Well, that's all right for now.
Okay, then what do we do next?
Well, what do you want to do next?
I think you do that thing that psychiatrists are supposed to do.
And what thing is that?
You know, I ask you something and you say, what do you think?
I do that, do I? So, what do you think about that?
Okay. I'm on to you now.
Well, back to the original question. What do you think we do next?
I think we schedule another appointment.
You are a brave young woman, Kate.
Not really. Just tired of being miserable.
I have a feeling we're going to work well together.
Really?
Really.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yes?
Wait a minute. All right. I can't believe this is happening.
Why do you say that?
I don't think I can tell you out loud.
That's all right. You don't have to.
But, like, I think I want to.
Great.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, for like the first time in a long time, I have something that I've been really missing.
And what is that, Catherine?
Hope.
Have you met that new one? She stays by herself.
No, just came in this morning. Pretty girl, isn't she?
She's all right, I guess.
She stays by herself.
I don't have a cigarette, I'll die.
Well, do you remember how you felt when you first came in?
Everything was strange.
Strange.
Right, I
Everything
guess.
was strange.
And new.
I didn't know anything.
I didn't know what I was
If
supposed
I don't have
to
a
do.
cigarette, I'll die. You'll be all right, I guess.
I didn't know anybody or what I was
What am I
supposed
supposed to do?
She stays by herself.
I was scared.
And all alone.
What am I supposed to do?
I was scared and all alone.
Have you met the new one? She stays by herself.
She'll be all right, I guess.
Came this morning. Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
If I don't have a cigarette, I'll die.
I wonder why she's in here. Was it suicide?
Suicide? Suicide? Who's a suicide?
No! Don't say that word.
Nobody said anything, sweetheart. It's
She
just
stays by
talk.
herself and won't talk to anyone.
Suicide? Well, gall, she just came in. Hospitals can be scary places.
Everything will be all right, I guess.
She doesn't look all that happy.
If I don't have a cigarette, I'll die.
I wonder why she's here.
She stays by herself.
Pretty girl, isn't she?
Poor little thing.
Hospitals can be scary
And
places.
she doesn't know anyone.
It's almost time for group. Are you going?
Time for...
Time for group!
Group? Group?
Group can be all right, I guess.
Group.
If I don't have a cigarette, I'll die.
Being in the hospital ended up okay, I guess. But it started off like a visit to some bizarre country where people shuffle you around without answering any of your questions and do things to you that make absolutely no sense. First, after taking everything I own away from me, except the clothes on my back, I waited in a very small room for, I didn't know what, for about an hour. Then someone came in and started off by asking me if I knew where I was. That's a tough one. Then what day it was. What month. Who was the president. Does this woman really think I don't know these things? Oh, no. I'll try to be brief. Let's see. Oh, I believe I saw the doctor next. The generic doctor. The same one everyone saw during intake. By now, I knew what I was going through. Funny, he asked me the exact same questions as the first woman. It was sad to me in a way, you know? This was a place I was giving my life over, trusting to get better, and this is how they function? But the worst part was when I was shown to my room and my purse and suitcase reappeared, minus my hairdryer, my mirror, my compact eyeshadow case, nail polish, nail clippers, electric toothbrush, straight edge razors, Walkman, electric clock, belts, shoelaces, pants with a drawstring waist, cell phone, and framed picture of my cat. The toiletries I needed I could ask for at the desk. They were called sharps. The other stuff, supposedly someone could hang themselves from. A shoelace? I felt defiled, violated, angry, and hurt at the same time, and really helpless. But my doctor did get me on a medication regime that worked for me. And while I was in the hospital, we could switch them around with some others, change the dosage and stuff. Some worked and some didn't. He said that was normal. He said finding the right medication is like throwing a dart at a dartboard. After I got out of the hospital, things really were different. Better, I guess you could say. I started getting along with my parents, and in the morning, I would want to get out of bed. I planned things with friends, and the best thing of all is that I started going to college. Not too much, just 2 classes, American Lit and, well, now you're going to laugh. No, please, don't laugh. I also took ballroom dancing. No, it counts as a phys ed credit, and it's something that I really wanted to do. I mean, I've always wanted to learn, and so I was going to try it. I was really excited. I was kind of proud of myself for it too, I felt just like a regular student, just like everyone else. But after a few weeks, I'll call it my honeymoon with college, some of my old feelings and fears started to creep back in, even with medication. I started feeling like people were staring at me again and thinking I was stupid all the time and doubting my own ability. And it was getting harder and harder to go to class because for some reason I was scared to go. This isn't fair. Damn it! I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I talked to my therapist and my doctor, and he even suggested going back into the hospital again, and I can't do that. I just can't. Oh, God, I can't take it anymore.
Kate suffers from a bipolar illness.
More than 6 million Americans suffer from bipolar illnesses, and recent studies indicate numbers much greater than that.
There's no cure for this illness.
There's no way to measure the chemicals in the
Prescribing
brain.
medications is a hit or miss process.
Health insurance companies block legislation.
Insurance companies do not provide
Over
equal
20
coverage.
million people seek help each year for some kind of emotional
Emergency
disorder.
rooms are not capable
Equal
of providing.
coverage is not available from
Equal
any
coverage
insurance
for the
company.
mentally ill. Equal coverage
Health
for the
insurance
mentally
companies
ill.
block
Our
mental
culture does
illness
not
parity.
understand this
Medications
illness.
do help a great deal.
Prescribing medications is a hit or miss process.
More mentally ill people are on the streets.
On the streets.
More mentally ill people are on the streets and in the jails.
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 More mentally ill people are on the streets.
Than in all the
Streets.
hospitals combined.
There is no cure for mental illness.
There is no way to measure the chemical
7
levels
million
in the brain.
Americans suffer.
Our culture does not
Our
understand
culture
this
is
illness.
not educated.
Our culture has a stigma against.
Stigma.
Our culture does not understand, is not educated.
There is still a strong.
Stigma.
Strong.
7 million
Strong.
Americans.
Stigma against. A
Our
stigma
culture
against.
has a
There is
stigma
a
against.
stigma against.
Stigma. Stigma.
People like us.
This will take generations to remove.
Generations, generations, generations.
By merely looking at me, you cannot tell that I have a disability. I am not in a wheelchair. I do not carry a white cane. However, I have a physical illness too. My life is very difficult too. I try to hold my head high and do my best. Many of us achieve great things, don't get me wrong.
We finish college.
Go on advanced degrees.
Some become doctors and lawyers.
But still, for the majority, the simplest of tasks can be difficult.
Making a phone call.
Doing the laundry.
Fixing a meal.
Paying a bill.
Going to the bank.
We struggle with these tasks with dignity and courage. We expect to be treated with dignity and respect.